Hello viewers, in today's class we are going to discuss an important definite integral involving absolute value function, right? So here we have to evaluate this definite integral, that is integral from -2 to 1 and absolute value of 4x, right? So viewers, this problem is an easy one, and here we are just going to see the concept behind the absolute value function, right? Okay, so let us start. Now let us call this integral as I, right? So here we see that the integrand, we may take this function mod of 4x as f of x, right? Now we know the definition of absolute value function, which says that mod of y is equal to positive y whenever y takes the positive values including 0, right? And mod of y is equal to negative y whenever y is less than 0, right? So here we'll apply this definition of a mod function to this function, right? So now mod of 4x, that is mod of 4x, it can be written as positive 4x whenever 4x is greater than or equal to 0, right? And mod of 4x is equal to negative 4x whenever 4x is less than 0, right? Okay, so now this is the definition of modulus of 4x, and now here we see that we have this inequality 4x is greater than or equal to 0, right? So now if we solve this inequality, that is dividing both sides by 4, we have x greater than or equal to 0, right? And here also we have the inequality 4x is less than 0, so dividing both sides by 4, we have x less than 0, right? So mod of 4x is equal to plus 4x whenever x is greater than or equal to 0, and mod of 4x is equal to negative 4x whenever x is less than 0, right? So now we can rewrite this function as mod of 4x is equal to positive 4x whenever x is greater than or equal to 0, and negative 4x whenever x is less than 0, right? Okay, so now here let us see the limits of integration. Here the lower limit is -2 and the upper limit is 1, right? And now let us find out the points where we have to break this limit, right? Or we have to express this integral I as a sum of two integrals, right? So let us find the breaking point. So for calculating the breaking point or the critical point, we'll solve this equation, that is 4x is equal to 0, right? So we'll equate the function which is inside these two vertical lines equal to 0, so we have x is equal to 0, right? So this is the point where we have to break the limit, right? So now if we plot these points, that is x is equal to 0 and the lower limit is -2 and the upper limit is 1, so here we have 0, here we have -2, and here we have 1, right? So our breaking point, it lies between -2 and 1, so we'll break the integral from -2 to 0 and then from 0 to 1, right? So now I can be written as I1 plus I2, and I1 is from -2 to 0, and here we have mod of 4x dx, and then we have 0 to 1 and mod of 4x dx, right? And now we see that when we take this interval that is from -2 to 0, then x is negative, right? So mod of 4x is equal to minus 4x whenever x is less than 0, and in this interval that is from -2 to 0, x is less than 0, right? So what we will do, we will write -2 to 0, and here we have minus 4x and dx, and in this interval that is from 0 to 1, we have the values of x as positive, right? So x is greater than 0 in this interval that is from 0 to 1. So mod of 4x is equal to positive 4x, right? So now we have these two integrals to solve, and now we can solve them one by one, right? So now here I is equal to c, we can take minus 4 outside. We have -2 to 0 x dx, and here we have 4 0 to 1 x dx, and this is -4. Integral of x is x square over 2. Limits are from -2 to 0. Here we have 4 x square over 2. Integral of x, limits are 0 to 1, and here we can cancel this. This is 2 to the 4, so we have -2, and we are left with x square. Limits are from -2 to 0. Then we have 2 to the 4. We have 2 x square, and limits are from 0 to 1, right? Now if we take the limits, then we have 0 square is 0, minus -2 square is simply 4, and here we have 2, and here x is 1, so 1 square is 1, and when x is 0, 0 square is 0, so we have -2. Here we have -4, this is 2 times 1, so this is 8 plus 2, that is 10, right? So viewers, the value of the integral that is from -2 to 1 mod of 4x dx is equal to 10, right? So 10 is the value of this integral. So this is how we solve this important and conceptual problem.